Hello, and welcome to Top Knot Education, where you get insight and summary into the chapter of a classic novel in under 5 minutes. Today we will be talking about J.D. Salinger's Catcher in the Rye, Chapter 8. Holden walks to the train station and catches a late train to New York. He indicates that he usually likes trains, but this time felt different. I just didn't feel like it. I just sort of sat and not did anything. All I did was take off my hunting hat and put it in my pocket. A couple quick words about the tone of Catcher in the Rye. Salinger is writing it while serving in the U.S. military engagement in World War II, and not just any battle. Legend has it he carried the first few chapters with him when he was part of the storming of Normandy and the eventual liberation of Dachau. As such, Salinger is experiencing some heavy things as he works on the novel. It's humorously fitting that the best writer in the history of the English language to capture the essence of high school angst managed it because he was embroiled in one of the worst wars in history and fighting a generous helping of post-traumatic stress disorder. Put another way, Salinger the author was suffering from depression, and Holden the character was too. A moment later, thankfully, things skew humorously sideways. A woman gets on board whose son goes to Pincy. Holden hates her son, Ernest Morrow, but he loves women, so he starts to chat up Ernie's mom, explaining, "She was around 40 or 45, I guess, but she was very good looking. Women kill me, they really do. I don't mean I'm oversexed or anything like that, although I am quite sexy. I just like them, I mean." I mentioned in Chapter 1 that women as objects of love, companionship, and even fascination play a big role in the novel, and are one of the things that might shake Holden out of his depressed, arrested development. His hormones could be the only thing powerful enough to help him grow into an actual adult. The Miss Morrow encounter is no exception. During the conversation, Holden lies about everything. Unable to come to terms with his own identity, he completely makes one up. He says his name is Rudolph Schmidt, that he likes Pincy, and that he and everyone else likes her son, Ernest Morrow, and most spectacularly, that he has a tiny tumor in his brain. It's a weird mix-up of adolescent and adult lying. The kid in Holden wants Miss Morrow to worry about him and be compassionate as a mom would. The adult in Holden wants to have drinks with her and maybe become romantic. "Would you care for a cocktail?" I asked her. I was feeling in the mood for one myself. "We can go in the club car, all right?" "Dear, are you allowed to order drinks?" she asked me. Not snotty, though. She was too charming and all to be snotty. "Well, no, not exactly. But I can usually get them on account of my height," I said. "And I have quite a bit of gray hair." I turned sideways and showed her my gray hair. It fascinated the hell out of her. "Come on, join me, why don't you?" I said. I'd have enjoyed having her. You'll notice in the dialogue that Holden has half gray hair. It's an interesting piece of symbolism. His hair reflects his status as half-child and half-adult, also known as a teenager. Ironically, just as he's revving up to be extra smooth, the conversation comes to an end with a very mother-to-child observation from Mrs. Morrow. "I may be wrong, but I believe your nose is bleeding, dear," she said all of a sudden. This is followed by Holden's elaborate lie about having the tiny tumor. She leaves the train and he continues on to New York. For better or for worse, he gets no action from this encounter with Miss Morrow, a surrogate mother/romantic figure. Don't think about that one too closely, my friend. Just get to class.